So many people are using machine learning models in fields like mine action, yet little action has been taken even though the potential is so high. I'm Ziad Al-Azzi. I'm a 16-year-old developer from Lebanon, and I'll be replicating this innovation with my basic knowledge on development to prove that if I can do it, so can large organizations with professional developers. For the first model, I'll be proving how easy it is to make a landmine image classification model. But since that doesn't generalize well with all mines, the second model will detect mines even buried underground. As you know, an image model requires image data. However, landmines are quite sensitive, and thus I couldn't find enough training data online. The solution was that in 3 days I learned the basics of 3D software like Blender and used 3D models of landmines and terrain to make my own training data. To train my model properly, I needed multiple images for each category. Since landmine datasets aren't freely available, I downloaded free 3D landmine parts online, assembled them, added rusty textures, and placed them in different scenes. This let me easily generate as many images as I needed by simply adjusting their position and angle. Students at the American University of Beirut published a solid paper on their own experiments, but the reality is that this country is still far behind, as what they did was already done by students at a Turkish university 2 years before. With just a few lines of code using the fast.ai library, I was able to make my very own image model. After only 10 seconds of training, my model successfully classified a photo of a real anti-personnel mine taken during a minefield tour by my mother with Lebanon's MAC group with over 70% confidence. And remember, my model was trained only on Blender generated 3D images I created myself. Although, in reality, an image model would not be useful, as in most cases, mines are hidden underneath the ground. However, in 2018, students at Ghazi University in Turkey wrote a PhD thesis where they used sensors attached onto drones, taking input of the voltage recorded, type of soil, and their height from the ground to predict the type of mine hidden underneath the ground, something that an image model can never dream to do. And finally, using basic techniques and the work of real innovators, I built a machine learning model that can detect underground mines with 80% accuracy. You might think, why would I, who's so obviously new to the game with so much still to learn, make this video? Think back to the war in Lebanon last year. If mine action teams had used drones with simple sensors and a model that even a 16-year-old can attempt, countless lives could have been saved. On day 1 after the ceasefire, swarms of drones could have mapped nearly every mine, protecting returning civilians, cutting costs for donors, and keeping the miners safe by showing exactly where each mine is and what type it is. That level of efficiency is priceless. And really, an important question comes up. Why must there be more developers working on making mines, but not against them?